The Iraq War started on March 20th, 2003 and ended around 2011. Americans have sacrificed so much to fight this war of terror. Americans can no longer make a phone call without worrying that the government is listening, or can no longer get on an airplane without being embarrassed while being searched, which eventually led up to a war when the U.S. heard that the Iraq was making a nuclear bomb, and we thought they were going to use those to invade us or themselves. We also wanted to free them to become a democratic government, but the people of Iraq did not know what to do because they were following Saddam's rules all their lives. But finally we were able to bring Saddam out of power by capturing him. Although we succeeded, each side had advantages. America had greater lethal advantages, and Iraq had a chemical, biological weapon. The advantage they had with weapons is what brought us to war. But the biggest advantage that we had were our superstars, who tried to bring peace, such as George W. Bush and Sergeant First Class Paul Smith. His courageous actions helped defeat the enemy attack, and he saved numerous wounded soldiers and captives. Sergeant First Class Smith quickly organized a hasty defense consisting of 2 platoons of soldiers, 1 Bradley fighting vehicle, and 3 armored personnel carriers. Sadly, as soon as we thought we had it under control, there were some turning points. Time was everything to us, but nothing to Iraq. One example is called the Iraq Insurgency, or later referred to as the Iraq Crisis, which escalated since the withdrawal of our U.S. troops, resulting in violent conflict with the central government, as well as Iraq's religious groups. Some tortures that the U.S. soldiers did on the Iraqi people to get information out of, because we did not have any Arabic spies at the time. Waterboarding was one of the few that worked the best. It was when someone would be tied down with a cloth over their face, having water poured on them, which gave them the sensation of drowning. Another is the House of Cards. The U.S. military created a set of playing cards to help identify the most wanted members of President Saddam's government, and that would be easier to target them. The Iraq War had a huge impact on American history. America's troops had borne the heaviest burden and paid the greatest price in the war. Nearly 4,500 troops were killed on Iraqi soil. The Iraq War put a great burden on the treasury and contributed significantly to the financial situation we are in today. The costs the U.S. had incurred from the war have turned out to be huge, not just in terms of lives and money, but to our credibility and for the attention we gave it.